Alright guys, back with another video. So Mark Carney is planning to spend billions more than Justin Trudeau did. We can't afford a fourth Liberal turn. Vote for change. Vote Conservative. This is from Dan Mazer. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure who he is, but he had a good post here and posted this clip from Pierre, who just exposes Mark Carney's ridiculous spending plans. So let's have a look and see what he says, then we'll talk about it after like usual.
Result is our conservative plan for the question was about Mr. Carney's $130 billion in new spending promises. To be clear, these promises are above and beyond all of the spending Justin Trudeau had already budgeted for. If you add Justin Trudeau's promised deficits with the new spending from Mark Carney, a fourth Liberal term will add $250 billion of new inflationary debt that will drive up food costs, housing costs, and taxes. You cannot afford a fourth Liberal term. We need a change. On Conservatives, we'll bring that change in our platform. We will cut bureaucracy, consultants, foreign aid, handouts to corporate insiders and lobbyists to bring down deficits, taxes, and inflation. We will also grow revenue by about $70 billion by unlocking resource projects all across the country, as validated by economists, independent economists. The result is our conservative plan for a change will mean you can afford a home, food, and a great life on a safe street, and that is the choice in this election. A fourth Liberal term of rising costs and crime, or a change with a new Conservative government that will cut your taxes, deliver affordable homes and food on safe streets.
Yeah, and affordability is a huge issue. Right, I was actually, once in a while I'll just have a look at the pricing for apartments. I mean, look at this. I organize this from cheapest to most expensive. These are bachelor apartments in Hamilton. $975 is the cheapest. So $1,000 for a small bachelor. $995, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, $1,200, $1,300. And it gets worse. I mean, look at this. $14, $15. And then I'm not even on the second page yet. Bachelor suite, $1,550 in Hamilton. Hamilton's supposed to be a cheap city. And to be fair, it's way cheaper than the surrounding cities like Burlington or Oakville, especially Toronto. This place in Toronto would be like $3,000. How are people supposed to afford this? Like, what do most people make, especially if you're young coming out of high school? If you do make more than minimum wage, it's barely more than that. And just for perspective, by the way, when I was back in 2008, so I was 20 years old, I moved out with a girlfriend at the time. Downtown Burlington. It wasn't like a great fancy building, but it was downtown. I had a view of the lake out of my front window. $700. And it wasn't a bachelor, it was a one bedroom. It was a decent, nice little starting apartment for a young couple. Houses in Hamilton, I remember it, in the area I live now, $150,000. Or you could find like a fixer-upper for 75 to 80 grand. That's it. Not even 20 years ago. And everything's more than doubled, sometimes even tripled or more. The house that I rent right now, or houses in the North End, they're selling for like $500,000 or more. They used to be 150 grand. Maybe 200. It's insane. The future is, and again, and again, I'm not criticizing all boomers. I know there's a lot of you who are going to make the right choice. But I mean, there's boomers today at a rally, giving people the middle finger, smiling in their faces, proud to vote for Mark Carney, proud to vote for another Liberal term. Proud. They're proud to screw over the future. They don't care about their kids. They don't care about their future grandkids. And they'll be the first ones to complain, oh, poor me. I don't have any grandchildren. Oh, what's my daughter and son going to do? You voted for it, you stupid asshole. Like, what is it with the... Is liberalism just like a mental illness these days? And by the way, this is coming from... I'm 36 years old. I've always been at least slightly left-leaning. Yes, as I got older, I moved closer to the center. And I think that conservatives have some good ideas. But if you know me, if you've watched this channel for a long time, huge Robert Kennedy supporter. That guy's no conservative. I think he's the best politician in the world. He's a left-wing or left-leaning populist. But if you're anything but far left to these people, these mentally ill people, you're a far-right Nazi right-wing extremist. And yes, I feel like I can make fun of people with mental health issues. I've had them my whole life. Again, I think it's just a symptom of being a liberal. But again, I'm not like one of these modern so-called, which aren't even really liberals anymore. They're literally voting to finish the destruction of this country. Because they're scared of Pierre Poilievre, bending over to Trump? Or bending the knee to Trump? What? Pierre Poilievre's no pushover. Mark Carney has literally destroyed many economies by just printing money. Said there wasn't inflation back in 2008. Yes, there was. We had a major recession back in 2008. Oh, we've avoided a recession. No, we didn't. It's crazy. Again, it's the liberal mind virus. And again, if you're listening to this, especially if you're a young person, get out and vote for your future. Because some of your parents or aunts or uncles are going to vote to destroy it. And we got to show them a lesson. Young people generally stay home way more often than older people. Can't do it anymore. We've given up too many elections and we're in a really bad spot right now. And we need to fix this. And the only way we're going to fix it, or at least have a chance. I understand the argument. Well, I don't trust conservatives. I think both are evil. I get that. That's how I felt most of my life. But Pierre Poilievre does seem sincere. Do we know for a fact he's going to be? No. But he deserves a chance because the liberals deserve to lose so bad. You can say you don't trust Pierre, you don't like conservative. That's fine, but we need change. And one side deserves to lose very badly. And it's about time we make that happen. In this election, I will be voting conservative for the very first time in my life. And if there's more young men or somewhat young men like me doing this, especially young men, because they're I don't mean to be like sexist or anything like that, but the reason I keep mentioning young men, blue-collared men, is because they are the lowest voter turnout of all the voting demographics. That can't happen anymore. We've given away too many elections. And to be fair, especially like in the 80s and 90s, things were relatively better than they are now. There are still problems for sure. You could actually argue in the 80s this is where things kind of started to change a little bit. We just haven't seen the effects until a couple decades later. And now all of a sudden, it's 2010, 2012, 2014. And yes, Stephen Harper was prime minister then, but you can see the prices going up a little bit. I remember because I was renting back then. But they weren't going up nearly as much as they've gone up in the last 10 years. Everything that the conservatives are not good at, the liberals are worse. Klaus Schwab, the WEF globalist leader, said that the cabinet, the liberal cabinet of Canada has been infiltrated. The same guy who says that you'll own nothing and be happy. And there's plenty of video footage out there for you to go and check. So if you think I'm a conspiracy theorist, go ahead and have a look. And of course, the only ones who think that I'm a conspiracy theorist when I say this, generally speaking, are older boomers. Liberal boomers, of course. Not you good boomers who have woken up a long time ago, who follow this channel, who I appreciate very much. I'm talking about the liberal ones. And they have their house. They have their car. They've had their kids. Their future is not as long-lasting as ours, generally speaking. They're not going to be around for much, or I mean, they're going to be around, and hopefully, and again, I'm not saying I want people to die or anything, I'm just saying, you know, they're the older generation. We have more life to live, generally speaking. So our future is more important. Theirs is set. They got their pensions. So on April 28th or before, there's early voting going on right now. Make your voice heard. And vote for change. Or at least a chance for change. But let me know what you guys think. Is rent this expensive everywhere? Is there one area in Canada where it's cheap? Let me know. Please don't be shy. I really enjoy engaging with you guys. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.